to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
There was something special, AKAPADers, about watching Batman the Animated Series for the first time. But welcome back. We're talking about Feet of Clay. A lot of people are talking about this right now because, well, we just got a trailer for a live-action Clayface movie. And if a lot of people are saying, why would there be a live-action Clayface? There's some remarkable talent. I mean, Mike Flanagan, the genius that he is, we love him a lot on the Film Buff. Why would this happen? Why would they allow this to happen? Well, we're talking about that reason. Feet of Clay, September 8th, 1992, September 9th, 1992. And welcome back, guys. We do animation on the weekends. I just wanted to go. We're all gas today. We're busting through a wall. And the reason for that is I feel like we have a lot of ground to cover with this. Feet of Clay is the origin story of Matt Hagen. Matt Hagen is an actor who is fading away. He works something out, experimental cream. He makes his face younger. And through that, this cream absorbs, corrupts him. He's now able to control his molecules and he becomes a mess, but he can shapeshift. And during this, he shapeshifts during Bruce Wayne and tries to frame Bruce Wayne. So these two episodes, the little bit of the B plot is Bruce Wayne perfectly exonerated at the end. But here we go. The animation itself, the emotion, what comes through from the cells and how they put this thing together, because we're approaching the digital age. Cell animation is dying. Cell animation for network television is really almost gone at this point. Everything's going to become hybrid and everything's going to be no cells. We get this emotion from this character. We get this detective story where Bruce Wayne and Batman are just trying to figure out what the hell is happening. And then we get Matt Hagen, who is manipulated. He is somewhat of a patsy. He's, well, given something that's not fully tested. His desperation is taken advantage of. Having these two episodes come this early in this series, yeah, we can say it's a weekly series, maybe like a month in to Batman the Anime series going weekly, and I was there, AKAPADers, prime time. I remember for some reason I had like a little Sony mobile TV in my room that sat above toy shelves. See, when I was young, my room was a little bit of a toy museum. And everything, like I got rid of it. I guess in early 2000s, I guess I was like some of a pioneer vintage toy dealer. I sold to a lot of people all over South Jersey, thriving eBay account. I was buying collections up from people. I was doing all this stuff that you see all over social media today, but I was doing it to make extra money, I like the business of it all. But I had this IKEA bed. I'm pretty sure you can Google, you can search it on akapad.com, the associated website of the Film Buff. This bed, a little bit of a bunk bed, had a ladder, had a work desk, had a closet, storage like behind and like behind the closet, and so you would crawl and you can store whatever you want. And I just had nothing but Batman merchandise, going back to the 60s, because we would go to flea markets, things like the Berlin Mart, and I would just buy like anything that was in like old Batman in good condition. And back then too, always a markup for Batman, because that 89 movie, so impactful. So we get the movie, and then a couple of years go by, and I see an advertisement for the cartoon, and it's prime time, and I knew that was important. So in my bunk bed, I couldn't catch the premiere episode. I remember the premiere episode as a Catwoman episode. I have to go back and re-explore on Leather Wings if Catwoman is featured there. Directed by Kevin Alateri, who did the Gen 13. Disney destroyed that movie. Gen 13 should have been one of the biggest movies of all time. And uh, what's it? Pearl Jam, Do the Evolution, one of the greatest animated rock videos of all time. So I couldn't watch it like in my room. So I go to my grandparents who, would just sit down and, like Wheel of Fortune and whatever. I asked them if we could put it on. We put it on. And I caught like the last maybe like 10 minutes of it. And at that point knew there was just something that, like, it's hard to describe because you didn't get this with like X-Men the anime series also had a Fox primetime drop. Yeah, okay, like they kill Morph and they're Sentinels and it's okay. It's not this. This was on all levels. So to have that experience of having the anime series arrive in primetime, and then we get to Feet of Clay, the story, AK Powders. Keep in mind, Marv Wolfman, top 5, top 10 comic book writer slash creator of all time. Marv Wolfman is one of the best of the best. He's able to reintroduce and reform this character that previously was reformed by the great Alan Moore, whose version, there is a shopping mall annual, it might have been annual 6, shopping mall annual, where Alan Moore writes Clayface, and it is disturbing, amazing, awesome. His mind is lost, and a little bit of Alan Moore's positioning with Clayface is that he is a little bit psychotic because he doesn't know who he is because he can be like anyone. That's like a little bit of the hook of the character. Feet of Clay has moments where you say to yourself, Batman, there's no way our guy can beat this dude. He's so devious, powerful, strong. We see an evolution of his powers that we've never seen before in the comics, where the liquid or the mud part is solidified and can become other objects, and he's giant like the Hulk, and just the crooked mouth and the yellow eyes and the weird grin of this character. And then we get into the underworld side. I mean, my favorite sequence of these two episodes is the talk show episode where, disguised, Matt confronts the doctor that came up with all of this, the guy that's peddling it all, and they're on somewhat like TV and they're being taped. I don't know if they're live or not, and he confronts them, and it's such a wild moment seeing like just the horror and the desperation in the doctor's face, and I believe Daggett, right? It might have been Daggett. Some of the supporting characters do escape me. Also, like Lucius Fox is in the beginning and bookends this episode where Lucius Fox is manipulated by Clayface to frame Bruce Wayne. Really intelligent, insanely intelligent. These two episodes, and everyone will go for the Mr. Freeze episodes, and yeah, the Mr. Freeze episodes ended up in the Batman and Robin movie. To me, these are these episodes. Like, these are the episodes. These are the episodes that broke the ice, pun intended, that told everyone that we're not just dealing with Bobby's world. Like, we're not just kind of trying to sell toys here. This is a long form narrative. This is a world with characters, and there's parts like there's horror in this, and hard of even some of like later when it comes to Gotham Knights, like the Creeper episode, like horrible stuff. The Batman villains were always the best because they are the absolute scariest. They're the absolute scariest because Gotham City is a relentless town. Batman is the greatest villain because he's dealing with the greatest Batman is the greatest hero because he's dealing with the greatest villains. And I'm just talking about Batman. No Robin, no Batgirl. What they did with this series is monumental. Watching these 2 episodes recently because of that trailer opened up my eyes to where maybe I've neglected, maybe I've been away from this for a little bit too long, but I loved it so much when I was younger and watched and memorized so much of it that I'm almost like too familiar with it to bring it to you guys because I don't feel like I can add much. Feet of Clay is available on HBO Max. They're episodes 20 and 21 of season 1. Go check it out. Do yourself a favor. I love you guys. Rock.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
Let's take this time real quick, aka Padders, my fellow film buffers, and let's just go over the schedule. This is years in the making. This type of rollout I've been planning for years, but we're finally here. So here we go. Early in the morning, that's the new stuff. 8 a.m. Now, 8 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, these are movies maybe of something coming out, like if there's a Marvel movie coming out and we want to do a retrospective on that particular franchise, or, if Sylvester Stallone comes back and gives us Rocky Part 18, we might want to use the later time slots for a week or two to go over all of the Rocky movies. Now, we have a lot of different threads on this podcast that's explored 8 p.m. So 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., this is our creator spotlight. We could do an episode on Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, some of the new guys, Spike Lee, even composers, guys like John Williams. This brings us into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday morning. Again, we're back at that 8 a.m. drop. We do cartoons because I want to emulate the times where you would wake up with a bowl of cereal and watch cartoons all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and then eventually you would get to touch grass because you would have one of your friends knocking on your door to play in a touch football game or even some baseball, basketball. The weekend nights, let's get into education. 8 p.m. Again, all of our drops are either 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. But the weekend nights, documentaries, and I focus on creative documentaries because I feel like a part of this film buff movement that we're all bathing in, that I'm super grateful for, is education. And some of where we're finding our facts, some of the, general enjoyment, because I love documentaries. All of this is explored at 8 o'clock p.m. And trust me, there's a lot there. There's a lot out there that I didn't even know existed. And we're going to go beyond that too. We're going to get into some of the graphic art, some of the special effects, some of the makeup documentaries. There's a lot to learn, and I'm so happy to bring you the 9 p.m. because, guys, you guys know I'm an autodidact. I am self-educated. Sure, I have some certifications. Sure, I spend time at the Art Institute of Philadelphia for animation. But in large, I'm a self-educated, self-made person that's connected to the weekend 8 p.m. drops. My AKA Padders, my film buffers, I hope to see you there for all of it. I love you guys, and rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap. Okay, that's a wrap.